With the fixtures being out and the game soon to follow, I've decided to prepare a mock draft for you to follow when the actual game comes out. I will go step by step into how I built my draft so you're prepared when the game launches, because even though many of you who watches me are already veterans in the game, there will be many beginners who are just getting into fantasy, so I want to help them build their first draft. Even if you have experience, you can still watch the video and see how I do it and get whatever is useful for you. I will prepare step by step, as I already mentioned, very specific ways to build your team, how I approach the beginning of the game, and why and what I'm looking out for. If you enjoy the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and now let's jump into the mock draft. Because the game is not already out, I'm using a third-party website. It's called planfpl.com. I will leave a link down in the description so you can build your mock draft there as well, and you can follow me step by step on how I'm building my team and follow the advice and build your first draft as well. We will start with the most annoying thing in the fantasy, the budget. It's 100 million. It is this for all of the players. There is no pay to win here. So that's why one of the reasons that I like the game is that, because you need your skill, your knowledge, and of course a little bit of luck to win the game, not some cash back that you can just splash at the game and have all the best players. Here you can think about transfers, maneuver around them. As you most probably know, you can have maximum 3 players from a team. So yeah, you have to put some knowledge in the game. You cannot go with Manchester City lineup and just win the game. You have to have some not extensive, but basic knowledge of the game. Pick 3 players from a team, be careful about that, and many other things, but not money. That is the most crucial thing. First, we are going to start from the most useless part of the team for the start of the season, the bench, because at the start of the season many of the players are known. There is no cup competitions, no European football, no international breaks, so everyone will be most probably injury free. If some freaky injury happens, you can always rotate them and just swap them, but inside rotations won't be happening, change of systems won't be happening. So your initial lineup, 11 players and basically one more, let's say 12 players, will matter, but you have to invest some money into the bench. Personally, I tend to invest as little as possible in the bench when I start. So we're starting with a goalkeeper's position, and here I'm going to use a 4.0 keeper as my backup. Many guys just pick 2 players from one team, let's say Bournemouth goalkeepers. They won't pick a player from Bournemouth, so they have only 2, and they pick 2 goalkeepers, and even if someone is injured, they're not playing. I tried that strategy last year, but I lost a lot of points because I was not focusing on the good fixtures, but basically on the players that I'm not picking, and I just lost so many points. So this year my strategy for the 4.0 keeper is someone who is playing or someone who is not taking a crucial spot in my team. There is no confirmed goalkeeper playing at 4.0. There isn't even a price, but Kelleher is considered to be one of the goalkeepers that can be played as a starting lineup from a Prem team if he is sold by Liverpool and be 4.0. But for now, we will pick someone that just not going to take space. It's Davis from Sheffield United. He will be put here, but then I will transfer him out and put him on the bench. Next up is the defender, my 5th defender and my 3rd sub. It's a 4.0 here. I'm picking a player maybe that's playing, but that's not a must. I believe that this position is a very emergency case, so I'm not giving so much thought about it, because last year I tried to find a gem. I picked Patterson, Nick Williams got points in some games, then Patterson and etc. But for now I'm picking a player just to see the budget left at the end. So right now I'm picking Ain't Nuri. He's my 4.0 defender here in the team and my 5th choice at defense. As already explained, the website cannot let me put them on the bench, so when I go to the team and build all of the team, I will just swap the players around. Next up is my 4.5 midfielder. Here I am tending to pick a guy who is nailed because this is a semi-emergency sub. If someone from my side, two players to say two defenders are not playing, this midfielder will go up and take the spot because he will get 2 points, maximum 3 if he gets a clean sheet. If we have a gem like last year being Andreas Pereira or George da Silva, it's so good, but I don't think this is the case. But regardless, I'm going to pick da Silva, but he's not here, maybe. So I'm not sure if he's how much he's priced. Let's look at him. It's Brentford. It's midfielders. Let's see. He's priced as 6.5. This is absurd. I'm not picking him. Sorry, I've not looked at the price. These are all guest price. Nothing is confirmed. But yeah, I'm going to midfielders. 4.5. And let's say I'm picking who I'm going to pick. It doesn't matter right now because this is just a mock. But let's say I'm picking a guy for Burnley because I don't care about their players right now. I don't believe that they will be having a very explosive start, especially their defensive midfielder. So just a mock player, don't pick him because it's not he's not nailed. Don't look at the specific players right now. These are just placeholders. When we get to the starting lineup, we'll get into more specifics. And now I'm going to pick the last substitute here. It's going to be a defender for me, and it's going to be a 4.5 defender. And I'm here looking at third and fourth choice of my defenders. Here I like to invest. Okay, let me speak about the defense. I like to invest in defense as little money as possible, but with wingbacks and inverted wingbacks and 5 other back systems, there tend to be some wingbacks that are delivering a lot of points, like Trippier last year. And I tend to pick one defender 5.5 and above. So let's say Cancelo last year, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, one of them. I tend to pick one defender being 5.0 or 5.5. I make an exception only if he is very, very good and he has an amazing fixture run. I may go to 6.0, but this is a very, very hard decision by me because I have to sacrifice up front, but we'll see how the prices here are going. Next up, I want to pick a defender being 4.5, or if he is really, really good, 5.0. And the fourth decisive player is being 4.5 for sure. And I like to rotate the third and the fourth defender. So here I maybe pick someone from Everton because they're, oh, here Tarkovsky is over 5.4.0, sorry. I don't believe that this will be his price, but he's nailed in their side. Sean Dyche likes him. Everton have an okay fixture on Fulham, Aston Villa, Wolverhampton, Sheffield United for the first 4 games. So several clean sheets might be on the line. So yeah, let's pick Tarkovsky. But for the sake of it, I'm going to pick a defender, not a Tarkovsky. Let's say Quine. Yeah, okay, he's 4.5 because most probably this defender you're going to pick is going to be 4.5. So the budget you're going to spend at the start of the season is between 16.5 or 70 million. So that leaves you with whopping 83 million for the starting lineup. Those 4 players are just defenders and substitutions, and you don't care about them at all. Only this 4.5 player. I picked Klein. I'm most probably not picking Klein because he's not a starter, but just for a bench fodder, you pick him. Then the next thing you're going to do, and that's going to be the most important thing, is to pick the starting players, the must-haves in your team. So last year for me this was Salah because Salah is amazing, but this year Haaland took a lot of points. Salah was not as nailed. The budget is not enough. Haaland has an amazing fixture run going against, let's see, Burnley, Newcastle, Sheffield, Fulham, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest in the first 6 games. So that is basically maybe 6 captaincy, maybe in game week 2 against Newcastle, but I believe in Haaland that he can score in every game. It's rumored that KDB will be out, so yeah, going for Haaland will be a very, very good option because they need someone to move them forward, and Haaland will be the right person to do so. So without saying, I'm picking Haaland. And I have only one more player that is nailed for me, and that is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let's see how I can find him. Yeah, here it is. It's Alexander-Arnold, because Liverpool are developing him as a midfielder, and if he is a defender, he will get a lot of chances here. He has a hard game against Chelsea and Newcastle, but I believe that he can score free kicks, provide an assist from set piece or even from midfield. He scored for England, so there is a lot of potential going forward for him. And now with the most nailed players picked, here you are left with, let's say, 62 million. Around 60 million will be. If you like to have more nailed players, for example, you want to have Saka as well, and you pick him, and you know that Saka will develop and provide a lot of points. But yeah, for me, he is not nailed. I have to look at the fixtures and about the fixture run, but for now, he's staying. Then I tend to look at the defenders and provide as little money as possible, so get them out of the way as well. And now I'm starting to look at the fixtures. The rotating player here is going to be important because you can go for players, but here he's a placeholder, and I will build a fourth defender and a fifth defender. So the next defender is going to be 5.0 or 5.5. And looking at the brackets, I see that Chelsea, apart from that Liverpool game, which is at home for Chelsea, and with under Pochettino, they will need to find their form, and without any European football, they will be focused solely on the Premier League. So a defender from Chelsea, if they stay with the wing-back formation, being Reece James or Ben Chilwell. Here they both are 5.5, which is ideal for me. I like Chilwell more. He has more goal potential, but he may be rotated a little bit more. We have to see in preseason, but it's between Chilwell and Reece James for me here. There he is going, so another defender here. And next up, I'm having, looking at the fixtures, four options. So first of all is Arsenal. Next is Brighton. Then it's Manchester United and Manchester City. I don't like the Manchester City defenders because they're expensive and they're not nailed, so I may be losing points, and they're expensive, I'm saying. Arsenal having Saliba, who is 5.5 this year, by being 4.5 last year, Gabriel being as well 5.5, Ben White being 5.0. They look more expensive for me and not so big return for them. So I consider going for their goalkeeper here, who is Ramsdale. He is a nailed goalkeeper. I don't know why, but this year I want to make a good goalkeeping decision because last year that was my downfall. That was the difference between top 10k and the rank that I got. So Ramsdale having solid fixtures: Nottingham, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Manchester United, Everton, and Spurs. They are two difficult fixtures, but four easy, and the two difficult are at home. So Ramsdale is a very, very good choice. He's making saves, sometimes making mistakes, but Ramsdale for me is the guy to go. I'm swapping him with Davis because Ramsdale will be my starter. And the last guy here will be between Manchester United and Brighton for me, because I already explained City are too expensive for me. I don't like to have a double from defense because the highs are very high, but the lows are very low. Because if, let's say, Chelsea concede a goal and I have Chilwell and Reece James and they just lose 1-0, I get basically 4 points for them, which is pretty bad. But if they score and return points, it's a big hole. But I tend to play it safe with the defenders. And the teams that I'm going to focus are Manchester United, and the guy I care about is Luke Shaw. Here is 6.0. He's more expensive than Chilwell and Reece James, so he's a no-go for me. Varane is 5.0. He is an option here, but he's not very attacking. Let's see Diogo Dalot. He's 5.0. Wan-Bissaka 4.5. So Wan-Bissaka is one option. If I see Dalot being sold and Wan-Bissaka being nailed, I may tend to pick him, because and if they don't buy a proper solution for this right back position. But if it's Wan-Bissaka, even though he is not as defensively, and he is very strong defensively, sorry, but not as good offensively, I will get his game for, they're having a game against Wolves, Tottenham. So Spurs, you can swap them with your 4.5 rotation. Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, Brighton, and Burnley. So if Wan-Bissaka is really 4.5, he may become a rotating fullback, which from Manchester United is pretty ideal. And you can drop the Arsenal, Spurs, and Brighton games and play him for the home games against Wolverhampton, Nottingham, and just pick another player who is at similar price, 4.5 or 4.0, and you can go from that. But I want to see Brighton defender, so Lewis Dunk, it's 5.0, it's a no-go for me. Cole is gone, so it's Webster, 4.5, a very good choice for me, but most probably not. And the guy that I care most about is Stupinian. He's 5.0, but he has a games against Luton, Wolves, Wolverhampton, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Bournemouth. So here, four pretty good games, and you can take him out for Newcastle and Manchester United games if you want to. But Stupinian can provide a lot of things, so I'm picking him as my last defensive option. Have in mind that building this defense and then not having enough money for the forward line, I may sacrifice someone, but for now I am tending to build a strong defense because I don't want to change it at all. I want to focus on the strikers at form, some positioning changes up front, and I want my defenders to be solid and I want them to be there. So I'm changing Estupinian for Ant Nuri, and I will change these two guys pretty soon. Next up, we are going into midfield and forward line. Here, you want to have penalty takers, free kick takers, maybe some corner takers, guys that are out of position for, let's say, Saka, who is basically their most forward player, and he's a winger. Salah, an option here as well. Maybe Luis Diaz from Liverpool if his price is right, and etc. But you have two options here: get another premium player or build your draft without a premium player. So if you have another premium player, it will be Salah for me, or Harry Kane, the one of them. If Harry Kane stays with new coach, being with games against Brentford, Manchester United, Bournemouth, Burnley, Sheffield, and Arsenal. Here I see if David Raya is sold, I see all of the games him scoring. So going for a second expensive forward being Harry Kane may be a good option. Let's try that. If the money are not enough, I will swap him and I will find another solution. But for now, I'm going for Harry Kane. He is my second premium. He is a little bit cheaper than Salah, so I'm saving a little bit of money. And next up, I'm going to decide from my 5 final positions. I have 34 million, so I have to make some sacrifices here. So yeah, as I already explained, sacrifices are a must. So whenever you can save some money, do it, but not on the expense of your team. So I'm looking at those fixtures, and I already explained that Brighton fixture excites me a lot. So I'm going to see Mituma, he's 7.5, Solly March, he'll be 6.5. So it's a 50-50 between them. For now, I will pick Mituma because with McAllister being out, we don't know who is going to take their penalty kicks and etc. One is in the team, Milner is already in the team. They have Mahmoud Dahoud from Borussia Dortmund, so a lot of changes can happen there. If they lose Caicedo, I maybe drop out Estupinian because their defensive numbers will drop. But let's wait and see how the transfer line. Here I'm just outlining my team. But let's see another player that did alright. So Enciso, here he's a forward and he's being classified as forward, but I believe that he will be a midfielder. If you want to see a video about it, I have in my channel about the position changes, and he's one of the guys there. I'm not going to pick him because he will be a false information here. But let's say I want to pick Mituma for now. I will go to March if the money are not enough, but for me, Mituma is another player that goes into the team. I now have 27 million left in the bank for 4 positions, and I need them for my starters. But let's continue. I want to have an Arsenal forward for sure. I have their goalkeeper, but I have to have one of Saka, okay, 9 million. Odegaard, who is 8.5, and Martinelli, who is 8.5 as well. If they don't buy someone who's going to play on the right wing instead of Saka, he becomes nailed for me. He will be in the next category as Haaland and Trent, and I will pick Saka because last year I started with him. He disappointed me a little bit. Martinelli was better, but this year we have to see what transfer. Yuri Timber is being rumored, Declan Rice is being rumored, so Kai Havertz is being rumored. So let's see if Kai Havertz becomes a midfielder. If he's a midfielder, he will be at a good price. Here he's 7.5. If he's a forward or a midfield. Let's see if he's a midfielder in the game, but I don't think so. But he may play in the Xhaka role because Xhaka left, and Declan Rice with Kai Havertz and Odegaard will be a pretty special combo. But it will be hard for Odegaard. He may drop a little bit, so his numbers may not be as high as before. So Saka or Martinelli, and for now I'm going for Saka. Next up, a guy who had a pretty good year, in my opinion, is Marcus Rashford. I want to have him, but he is 9.0, and I believe that he may be even 10. So he will be a hard fit into my team. I'm tending to look at what striker Manchester United are going to buy because a striker from Manchester United is a good thing to have. But let's see who is just who I already mentioned, 7.5. So I'm having a 9.0 midfielder to around 7.5. Okay, I'm picking Luis Diaz, and here I'm left with a little bit of budget, so I'll sacrifice Mitoma and get March because it's basically the same. And now I have 11 million for two places, and basically they need to play. So either I drop the Burley midfielder and buy two midfielders for 11 million and start with them, or I drop Kane and pick two other players. We'll see, those prices are temporary, but for now I'm going like that. And I'm going to midfielders, and let's see, here are the sacrifices. First I will go to forwards, sorry, and I will set a 5.0 limit, and I'm going to see some forwards that are being here. So nothing too special here. Here we have Ronnie Delap from City, it's a no-go. Brewster, I don't know if he will be starting. Undaf is not starting. Mateta or Edward is an option. Crystal Palace have games against Sheffield, Arsenal, Brentford, Wolves, Aston Villa and Fulham. So apart from Arsenal may return some points, we have to see who their coach will be. Fofana from Chelsea is an option. We have to see who their striker is going to be. And it's Broya. So, or Cunha. Let's pick Broya for now. I know that he may not be playing at all. No, Broya is not playing in my opinion. Let's pick someone that might be playing. Let's pick Mateta. And I'm swapping him with Zauri. He is coming here. He will be my second option in a minute. And the final pick that I have to do is 6.0 midfielders. So I'm going to 6. I'm going to midfielders, and now I will try to find a gem. If the money are not enough, let's sort them the other way around. If the money are not enough, I will sacrifice maybe Ramsdale, Stupinian, maybe Luis Diaz, maybe Kane, but I like Kane. If he's going to Manchester United, he will be a terrific option. Even if he's not and he's staying at Spurs, he will be a good option as well. And here I want to pick so a Newcastle player I'm missing, but they are having a bad start of the season. Maybe an Aston Villa player. They have a semi-difficult run. Brighton is here, Crystal Palace. Everton I'm not picking because I don't know their midfielders all too well. West Ham are having an okay run, but then game week 5 and 6. Let's see West Ham. See what they're offering here for that price. So Benrahma, no. I don't like their options with that price. Let's see Aston Villa. Maybe going for the trap again of Bailey. Maybe Jacob Ramsey next to Ollie Watkins. Maybe I have to sacrifice something from Harry Kane and go a little bit higher. But let's see, I don't like their options. Maybe Bruno Guimaraes is a good option right now. I'm swapping in for Quine. Quine is going here. If you can save money for the fourth option defender, it will be all well. But this is my initial draft. Let's say the way I'm going to premiums. a little bit of money on the bench as minimum as possible. Maximum 17.0 million, 16.5 is preferred, but it's almost impossible to go for two playing 4.0 players. So yeah, 17 million is more realistic. If you can save some money from goalkeeper position, if you have a 4.0 starter, go for him. He will save you some money that you can invest in the fourth line, maybe replace Mateta. Then you pick your players that are nailed. For me, those three will be, I missed Saka at the beginning, but for me, he's somehow a must because he's their talisman. He's playing very well. He's taking penalties even when Jesus is there. Bruno Guimaraes is here. I will get back to him, but pick your players. Then build your defense with a little money, as little money as possible, basically. I tend to not go big at the start. This year I like a lot of big teams starting fixture. Maybe I like their price. If Stupian is 5.5, he's a no-go for sure. But if we have a Chelsea wing back for 5.5, this will be a steal. No Trippier, because Trippier will be... Yeah, he's even higher priced. He's 6.5, a no-go for me. Because I don't see Newcastle keeping as many clean sheets for now. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to pick a defender from them. Let's see if they have their defenses 5.0, 5.0. Yeah, it's a no-go for me if those are the price. If Botman is 4.5 by slight chance, I replace him with Klein because they have pretty okay fixtures for now. But no, for now, this is what the team is looking like. Attack fixtures. Fixtures are most important to start because you don't know any form. Maybe grab up a little bit of form in preseason, but form in preseason doesn't mean a thing. But maybe you will focus a little bit, but not too much like Neto from last year. You then, as I already explained, invest as little as possible in defense, but build it strongly, and at least for the first 6 game weeks, not to rotate them, because you want to spend your transfers going up front, not backwards. Then you pick your second premium, who is going to be Harry Kane, in my opinion. Or if you don't want a second premium, you just split the money, maybe drop Kane and pick, let's say, Rashford and someone else who is expensive, or say, let's say Kai Havertz for the sake of it, but no. So I will show it to you. So basically no Bruno, no Harry Kane, you go for Rashford. Sorry, the price here is a little bit too low. You go for Rashford and you're left with 9.5. You go with forward. You go with 10 million. You sort them, ironically. You go for Jota, Jesus, Richarlison, Watkins. Maybe Watkins is a good option. But for me, having 2 premiums is always good because they're premiums for a reason. And they tend to score a lot of goals. So Harry Kane is here and Bruno Guimaraes is back. Take penalty takers if you can. Zaha is a good option, say, but he's 7.5, 7.0. He'll have to replace with Diaz. He's penalty taker, but he's a little bit of trap. Don't focus too much on penalty takers because Arsenal, Liverpool, to say, had a penalty in the 25th game week or something like that. So this is not too good of thing to go, but your captain at least, or at least 1 or 2 more players need to be on penalties just to be on the safe side. And yeah, this is basically it. If you have any other steps that you want to take while building your first draft and you want to share them with me and my community, please write them down in the comment section. If you have to have more knowledge and ask anything, ask it in the comment section. I will be building my team as soon as the game comes out, and I will answer on your comments there as well. When we have real prices, I will do price reviews. I have even more videos coming out. Subscribe to the channel just to be prepared, be notified when my videos are coming out, and have a nice evening. I will see you soon. Bye.